Conversations with Azu Ishiekwene.
Hello and welcome to another Conversations with Azu. I'm particularly happy to be here. We've had a very productive week. I am Azuka, and of course I have
Julius, okay.
And the man of the moment. The man of the week.
The man of the week.
Mr. Azu himself.
What a week indeed it has been.
It's been an amazing week.
Yeah.
I said I was going to share a testimony. The book is doing wonders. After the launch of
you
the
have
book,
turned this into a ministry.
Yes, Ministry of Monetising Writing.
Okay.
So after I left you that day, after the book launch, I went to buy something to eat, and I was still wearing my tag. And somebody said, Mr. Azu wrote a book. I said, yes, he wrote a book. We just launched the book today. The person said, I've been following his column. Okay. How can I get the book? I said, azu.media. When I was done, the person said, you know so much. I said, oh, yes, he's my principal. The person now laughed and said, principal. I said, yes. He said, oh, I'm such a huge fan. I didn't add this part. The person now paid for my lunch. So the glory. I've started monetizing my own relationship.
And you want it back to the market.
I didn't know. You know, it's all part of brand promotion. I wish I had a camera, but then it's been a great week. But if there's something that I'm a bit disappointed about, it means my principal here will not be doing skits anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think it simply means that the skits will go to a whole new level because the post-launch skits will be different from what people saw pre-launch. But there's still one or two of those skits which are a bit timeless. But we'll see.
We'll see.
As your column today suggests, you're reviewing the book before this book.
Right.
Yeah, 16 years after you first choose something for people to look at. So, are you looking at another precursor to the trial of Nuhu Ribadu? His trial continues. Remember, after EFCC, he was a presidential candidate. At some point, he was governorship candidate. And now he's back in the presidency as a national security advisor. His trial continues.
Well, in the manner of speaking, you are correct, Julius. I think that what I'm planning to do, because that first book, The Trial of Nuhu Ribadu, a riveting story of Nigeria's anti-corruption war, was published by Spectrum Books. It's out of print. I am planning to update it and get it back in print sooner than later. So before the end of the year, it will be back again in print.
Okay. So your last book was 16 years ago?
Yes, it was. 2008, correct.
Okay, so are we going to wait for another 16 years?
No, hopefully not. I've got a couple of things coming up before the end of the year. So no, you will not have to wait another 16 years. But I think the interesting thing about content is that for creative people, and whether it's book you're writing or you're doing movies or whatever it is you love to do in form of content creation, there really is no hiatus, so to speak. There's no break, right? There's no holiday.
Yeah.
So it may just imply or mean sometimes that you are not doing it in a single as a single repository. But as you engage, whether in the conversations that you have with people, if you are a speaker or if you're a writer, in terms of how you engage them continually, or even on your blog, you are continuously engaging, but it may not just be in form of a single repository that people can say, oh, well, this is a documentary or this is a book. But the life of a creative person is just that there's no holiday. In and out of season, you're doing something, hopefully something productive and intentional that keeps people engaged.
Okay.
As you alluded to in your column, the time today is significantly different from 16 years ago.
Correct.
Yes. So, how are you trying, if you choose to, edit and republish the Trial of Ribadu, how are you hoping to leverage today's information system to also get that book hot. Like
as hot as this one.
yes.
Well, I the books about people and books about and subject-related books, like the books that sort of talking more about professional things, are not exactly the same. The narrative may be different. So, except they're very controversial people or controversial circumstances. Again, none of that. But to go to your question about how we intend to do that, you mentioned when you started the question initially about Nuhu Ribadu, that a lot of things have happened since he was EFCC chairman. So I'm hoping to sort of fill that gap in a way in what has happened in those intervening years. Not in a way that would suggest that it's going to be another book on its own, but in a way that significantly, hopefully captures some of those important milestones in the intervening years in a way that is meaningful to readers, I hope.
Okay, so let's talk about the book By Your Heart. Yes, so aside from the launch of the book and a lot of your industry friends who I'm still bamboozled by, I must tell you this, this our principal is a real principal, but that will be off-camera conversation. What was the high point for you at the launch?
Several high points, actually, not a single high point. I am deeply, deeply grateful to all those who found time to come. Of course, the chairman of the occasion, and Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, Elijah Mohammed Idris was there. The chairman of leadership, of course, was the host. Uncle Sam. There's only one Uncle Sam. If you have an 89-year-old man board a plane all the way from Lagos, your day is. I don't know whether there's anything, whether you can wish for more. The presence of Uncle Sam at that event for me is just a summary of the effort of people across generations. Those of us younger folks who found time to come, who still look up to him for inspiration and mentorship, and the older generation that he also fostered. So he was the essence. He was just like he was at the heart of everything that happened. And of course, I also keep in mind those who were unable to come. Fortunately, we were able to stream the event. So I had folks, including my, I tell you this, including my granddaughter in faraway Toronto. So I just share this with you, what happened very quickly. So I think at the point during the program, and this for me was a latter high point, if you like. I think at the point during the program when one of the masters of ceremonies was introducing me, she was preparing for school at that time. She overheard one of the masters of ceremonies say, Azu, and she's called him and I said, "Is that Azu my granddad?" And her mother said, "Yes." He said, why is she calling my granddad's name? Oh, her mother said, it's my daughter, of course. Her mother said, your granddad has written a book. He said, my granddad wrote a book? That's so cool. Call him. So that when I got to hear that, it really, that actually, she said, that's really, my granddad wrote a book? Oh, that's so cool. Call him. Of course, we didn't get to speak. We'll speak later. That really, as I said, was latter high point. And the high points continue. I really have been blessed and truly grateful to all those who have. My wife, of course, all members of the Divine, my wife kept sharing the link to whoever wanted, so it was really a family thing, family both in the professional sense, as you said, colleagues from all over who were there to cheer and put the news out all over the place, colleagues from leadership. It was a really family thing, and I really cherish and appreciate that. So it was more than one single high point, obviously. It was.
Last from me, the panel discussion was a blend of professionals and also a blend across ages and representations in society. How did you conceive of that?
The panel discussion was another high point. Of course, Ruben Abati's review was exceptional. That's monumental, Ruben, for you. But you talk about the panel discussion. That was also very good. Because the panel, again, comprised people across generations. We've had different range of experiences. Professor Abiodun Adini, he was a journalist. He practiced journalism in The Guardian. And then today he's a professor of mass communication. He chaired the panel exceptionally well, as he always does. Kadaria Ahmed. Kadaria has worked for BBC. Kadaria has seen it, has really seen, and she's still going on, and of course, my good friend Ibrahim Shakara, Ahmed Shakara, who's the group CEO of Daily Trust. So these panelists brought different range of experiences, and you could see that they were connecting at different points. Emeka Ishiekwene, my son, who was also probably one of the revelations of that panel, brought his own experience as somebody who has not, even though he's not been in practice, but he's also been he's been an innovator in a way. He's also done well in media. Pioneered, media work in his own way, and then of course we also had from the perspective of both Kadaria and Ahmed Shekara, who are practicing, So at different levels, the panelists, very well moderated by the chair, connected with issues that are confronting the industry, and shared with us ideas about how we might be able to deal with some of those existential challenges.
Okay. Well, I totally enjoyed myself on Wednesday. I'll say it again. And off the top of my head, I'm hoping that you write a book every 6 months.
Oh my
So that
days.
we get to likely do this maybe once or twice a year.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a special plea. Do I need to put it in writing?
Since you said I'm your principal, we will have to. I discuss this with other members of staff. So
Okay, people, it's been great on this week's conversation. Please, we're still selling our book. If you mistakenly meet it in traffic, please do not buy. Don't buy it in traffic. Come to us. The website is azu.media, and of course, you'll find a way to get a copy through to you. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody who came for the official book launch. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. And you looked amazing as well.
Oh, wow. I thought I looked a bit like Oshomole. I came in.
No. It was black, so it looked good. As I was coming, I said, who's that baddie? And then when I turned, I said, it's my principal, though. It was really good.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
You very much, Azuka.
Yes, and
thanks for being there as well.
This is my other principal, just so you people need to know.
He's the assistant principal.
He's the consultant principal. Okay, people.
All right, this is where we roll the curtain. For more on the discussion you just heard, for columns by Azu, for the book, you can also go to azuishiekwene.com. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Azuka.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Consultant
Thanks
principal.
once again for having me, Julius. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Conversations with Azu Ishiekwene.